This one stock is about to skyrocket. Recently, China and the US met in South Korea, and the agreement was that Trump would lower import tariffs and China would roll back retaliatory tariffs. NVIDIA is still not allowed to sell their popular chip into the Chinese market. NVIDIA's argument is that they should be able to, and not being able to sell it makes China develop more of their own technology. NVIDIA is a little bit biased here. They want China. It's a huge market. Even without China, NVIDIA is holding near all-time highs. They're down recently after about a couple week sell-off in the broader market as a whole after these South Korean talks. And now is the time to buy an ETF. The ticker is SOXL. It is the semiconductor bullish ETF that includes NVIDIA as a big part of it. Also AMD and Broadcom as high-weighted holdings. The ticker, SOXL, looks great. You don't have to have concentration in NVIDIA. You can take a piece of all of these semi-stocks, which are all moving based on largely these China and US tensions, which appear to be good right now. Let's jump into how those China-US tensions played out in the market as a whole and how this semi-ETF is poised to benefit right now. Not financial advice.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
So TSM is in SOXL as well as AMD, Broadcom, and NVIDIA. And there was recent talk of trying to make sure that TSM doesn't export to China. Makes sense for the US. This is Micron. It's also in SOXL, going straight up. So probably don't want to buy this right now, but certainly has helped lead to SOXL's strength as a whole, which does help. You don't want to buy stocks when they're super weak. Like NVIDIA, big rebound. I don't know that you can buy it right now. It's kind of in no man's land. It hasn't consolidated. It's not a bounce off a moving average. However, down here, you couldn't really buy it either because you didn't know it was going to bounce all the way down here. And this was scary at the time on the 7th. If we look at the SPY, this was this move. And, you know, that's really far down, all the way back to the first Trump-China talk. So China says, hey, we're going to not allow rare earths companies to export without our approval. The approval part was a sort of later clarification, or came out a little bit later that was the initial plan, and certainly rocked the market. Everyone got liquidated on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the market went down as with that, of course. So when that clarification came out, we started to bounce. We gradually chopped, but reclaimed that. This is the October 30th South Korea talks, Trump and Xi over there. Meanwhile, NVIDIA's in Washington. Jensen's in Washington for their conference. And those talks went well, but given this big move up since the first big drop, some sell-off was not surprising. Of course, it's easy to analyze the macro, tell you what happened. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. But we're recovering here. So the reason I'm not talking about buying the market as a whole is it's easier to pick what's going to happen to a segment of the market. And semis look good. There's a level here that is buyable. Sure, you could say, well, that level is here as well with the market. And it's like true, a lot of these companies make up the market. However, what you want is to pick an ETF that contains a lot of companies that you want to own. First of all, AMD, the reaction to earnings was not great, but it's holding this level as well. So interesting to buy, but tough to buy given that rough earnings reaction. Nvidia, I just talked about how now it's kind of in no man's land. Mew just talked about how, yeah, it looks strong, but you can't buy it up here. But what happens is when you roll all of these companies up into Soxhole, suddenly you get an opportunity to buy where you can risk a level. And I believe this thing rebalances every day. Meaning, I believe that all of these ETFs that are in it, the price of them composes this price, and that is the rebalancing. Someone can comment to correct me, but the percentage of those that goes into these slightly changes each day. So I don't have to worry about exactly what that does, but I do know that the chart looks relatively clean here. So as we just talked about how those other charts look difficult, this one looks simpler because these days are small. So you can risk a small move down and look for a big move up. And you just can't do that on those other charts. And people are trading just Soxhole. It's not like this is just some combination of all of them that we're doing astrology on. No, people are actually seeing this level and buying just this ticker. This ticker is sort of famous in the swing trading community for a certain Swedish trader who always likes to buy Soxhole. So semis have the tailwind of AI. We talked a lot about those are the big dogs and where they're at right now and why Soxhole is a better buy than those individually. So that's the idea. SOXL. If you like these ideas, hit that like button. If you want more ideas and you want a free course on how to buy stocks before they go up, hit subscribe. And if you want one-on-one help, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can try for $25 for 7 days. Give it a shot. There's some awesome testimonials there.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.